Oh, how's it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Down Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, and today I'm joined with my co-hosts, Parth and Jaylen. How you guys doing?
Good, great.
So this is the first time that we've all been recording together in a while, so hopefully we're all back on a more permanent record. We're normally all over the place with sports and high school and all that going on. But today we're bringing you guys the pregame show for Bears versus Lions, part 1, because we're going to play the Lions twice this season. This is week 10, week 9, I think. Week 9 in the NFL season. So we're just going to overview a few things about the game, and we'll, at the end of this episode, give you our predictions on the score of that game. So let's just jump right into it. So we're going to start off with our segment, most important matchup. This is where we each just give one matchup that we think is going to be important. I earlier this week recorded my 3 key matchups, but these guys haven't had a chance to voice their opinions on that. So I'm going to start with them, and I'll go last. Parth, who do you think's a key matchup in this game?
I'm going to go with Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen versus the
Lions D-line.
From 7.
Yeah.
Just because it's going to be a cold day, I mean. I think it's projected to be like 27, 30 degrees, so passing the ball will be tough. It'll be windy. It's going to be freezing. You can catch the ball to throw the ball that you can get a grip. So Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen's going to have a big gain in order for this Bears offense to get going, I feel like.
Okay. Jaylen, who do you think is an important matchup in this game?
I don't know if you guys know, but Darius Slay was listed
Bro,
as out
you
for
really
this game.
gonna take mine?
Sorry, but hey, I got to be first. But Darius Slay is out for this game, and so is TJ Lane. And with us getting Allen Robinson and okay, I'm gonna leave that other one for you. But with us getting Allen Robinson back,
yeah. You just think Allen Robinson's gonna be he's definitely someone who's gonna be have to get open in this game. It's his first game back from injury. He said earlier this week in a press conference he's 100%. He's got a matchup that he's definitely gonna be able to exploit this week, I would say for sure. I'm gonna go with Akeem Hicks versus whoever is at that O tackle spot. Leading off what Jaylen was saying. TJ Lang obviously out as well as Darius Slay. So Akeem Hicks is going to be having one of the I read about it, one of the worst rated offensive linemen in the league on him. He's going to have to force some pressure on Matthew Stafford, especially with the Vikings sacking Stafford 11 times last week. The pass rush is going to be huge this week, especially with Khalil Mack returning.
sorry about that.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it. So next, we're going to head into our deciding factors. One factor that's going to lead to the Bears winning this game. One factor to the Bears losing this game. I'm going to go first. I'm going to go with, for the Bears to win this game. I'm going to go with, based off what Parth said earlier, getting the run game going. They did a pretty good job getting Jordan Howard going against the Jets and the Bills. That's something that we definitely want to keep up, as Howard, I would say, had a bit of a slow start to the year, some could argue. Getting him involved, especially in late game when we need to burn some clock, is going to be huge. And obviously Cohen, you got him super shifty guy. I would say he's a little bit more valuable in the passing game, but as far as the running game goes, Jordan Howard's got to step up and play pretty well if we want to get some short yards, first downs, and hopefully just keep the time of position on our half of the scale, and hopefully if we're in a position where we're up, he'll be able to end the game for us with some nice runs. If any of you guys want to go next.
I'm going to go with
for the Bears to win the game.
the Bears to win the game. I forgot what I was saying.
Jaylen, you got one?
A deciding factor.
Yeah, for the Bears to win.
Limiting Matthew Stafford. Now he hasn't been great these last couple weeks that they've been on a losing streak. But for us to win this game, we cannot make Matthew Stafford how he's been playing against the Bears the last 10 games.
Losing Golden Tate's huge, though.
Yeah.
But you can't underrate guys when you look at the guys that they still have. They still have some pretty talented receivers. Marvin Jones is a very talented receiver. Kenny Galladay is also a very good receiver. So those are 2 guys to watch out for.
I'm going to go with the pass rush.
Okay.
We've seen Bears lose because they weren't able to get the pass rush going.
Miami.
Especially against this weak O-line who gave up so many sacks last week to Minnesota. I feel like we have to get it going. And if we do, it's going to disrupt Matthew Stafford, like Jaylen said. And if we can do that, I feel like this game's in the bag.
Okay, yeah. We're going to go around one more time. We're going to say a factor that can end up to the Bears losing this game. I'll go first once again. I'm going to say if we let Kerryon Johnson run all over us, that's not really helping the Bears. Kerryon Johnson, a rookie running back out of, I don't even know where he's from, but he's been very good. Auburn?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's been, I'd say, the most, other than Saquon, obviously, he's probably been the best rookie running back in the league, other than Philip Lindsay on the Broncos. He's been a surprise, I would say. And he's had a couple good games in a row. I will say they also have LeGarrette Blount, which is always someone to look out for. He's been sturdy throughout the years. But in all the games that the Lions have lost, they've been held to under, I think, 35 rushing yards. I don't know if the Bears are essentially going to do that, but just limiting the run as much as possible would be great. But I think if they aren't able to do that, that could just not be in their favor if that starts happening.
I'm going to go with Bears just giving up turnovers pretty much. Like we played Miami, we had a fumble by Howard, fumble by Cohen, and an interception by Trubisky. If that happens again, I don't think we could. I feel like that would probably cost us the game just because how important each possession is, especially where it ends up starting for the Lions. If we turn it over in our closer to the end zone, they can easily score points.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Bills last week. Peterman's throwing interceptions inside the 20, and it's a one-play touchdown run for Jordan Howard and pick sixes and stuff like that. Yeah, just always holding onto the ball is always just something that's important.
It's kind of a run off of what Parth said, but I was watching Principal Kamara's interview about the Lions. He said, for us to be a dominant team, we can't inflict self-inflicted wounds. Now, against all the 3 games we lost, it was a self-inflicted wound. Against the Patriots, them having 2 special teams touchdowns. Of course, the Miami game, the missed field goal, and the
Packers with Kyle Fuller.
Game with the drop pick by Kyle. Yeah. So for us to win a game, we can't hurt ourselves. We have to come on firing on all cylinders, on special teams, on defense, and of course offense first to win this divisional game because
totally.
This divisional game anybody can win.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to, whether we win or lose this game, we're gonna have to bounce right back. We're gonna be playing these guys again in 10 days on Thanksgiving. So definitely we're gonna have we're gonna have a good insight on what they're doing. Whether we win or lose this game, we're gonna have to replicate it in a couple days. So that's big, just not self-inflicted wins. Next we've got step on up. We're each gonna name one player on offense, one player on defense for the Bears who needs to step up. Let's start with the offense. I'm gonna go with Allen Robinson. Obviously, as we said earlier, Darius Slay's out. It is Robinson's first game back, but I feel like the offense that he left with, he left when we played Miami. That was his last game out. Did he play against New England? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he didn't play against the Jets or the Bills. But the offense has been pretty good against the Jets and the Bills. I think he's coming back to a different defense than he left. We're just getting a little bit more efficient every week, and things are starting to click on all cylinders. So if he can come back and play well and exploit this matchup that he has, I think that's going to be huge for the Bears putting up points this weekend.
I'm going to go with the offensive line.
Okay.
Just because last week there was, 5 false starts called on us.
Charles Leno had 3 in, the first half.
Was he baked or something? I don't even know. But, in my opinion, those are the most frustrating penalties, especially because all week
self-inflicted wounds.
Your timing. What'd you say?
Self-inflicted wounds.
Exactly. I mean, it's just setting yourself to be unsuccessful, especially because it's a 10-yard penalty. It's not just 5; it's 10 yards back. Forces Trubisky to throw the ball downfield, and we've seen how that goes sometimes. It's a little shaky.
Yeah, totally.
For us to lose this game,
no.
You said step up.
Yeah.
Dang. What is hard? Trubisky? I mean, he hasn't been playing bad, but we will want him to be the Trubisky for the game that he's dominated in. Because this is a division game, everybody thinks Trubisky sucks or he's inaccurate downfield. And like Tariq said, I don't appreciate them talking about my QB. So let's step up and improve these haters, especially in the division.
All right. Yeah. On defense, Oh, let's go in reverse order on defense. Jaylen, if you can think of one right now, I'll give it to you.
Well, he doesn't need to step up, but we need him to play like he's been playing the first 4 weeks.
Khalil Mack.
So I'm going with Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
He doesn't step up. He plays how he plays the whole year. So that's one player.
Okay.
Can't wait to watch Khalil again.
Yeah. Parth, who do you think needs to step up on defense?
I'm going to go with Leonard Floyd again. I mean, he had a pretty good game against Buffalo. He got a nice pick 6. He also created a decent amount of pressure, but he still hasn't recorded that first sack of the season, which I really want him to, especially against Matthew Stafford.
Totally.
Pretty nice.
I'm gonna go with Prince Makamura. He's got a matchup that doesn't really favor him this week against Kenny Galladay, who's a very under the radar receiver. He's very fast. He can catch most anything that gets put up in his direction. Prince is gonna have to play well this week if he wants to prevent Galladay from having some big games. Kind of like when the Bears played Tampa Bay, how Deshaun Jackson, he did have some big gains on Prince. So hopefully Prince will be able to step up and just eliminate some big plays by Galladay, who I think is actually a pretty explosive receiver. Yeah. So heading into, sorry, what were you saying?
That's a prediction.
Oh yeah, predictions. Yeah. That's what we got next. Who's going to win and why? And you can give a little score prediction if you want. Parth, we'll hand it to you first. Who do you think's going to win this game?
I'm going to go
with the Lions. Just kidding.
31-21 Bears win. Even though old Bears offense can put up 31. I know. Maybe a slower. The defense could probably put up 7 or 8. We wouldn't even and I feel like they're still winning. Like it shouldn't be too tough.
Okay. Yeah.
Dominance in this division. Like if you want to win this division, gotta be dominant.
Totally. Jaylen, who you got in this game?
We got the Bears, of course. I'm gonna go with 27-17.
Okay.
I want them to clear the spread because a lot of people don't think we're gonna clear the spread against them.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 27. I'm gonna go 27-17 in favor of the Bears. I just feel like with the Bears pass rush and Stafford obviously missing Golden Tate, I do think Stafford has some pretty good assets, but I think the Bears defense will step up and play well again and get the ball back to Trubisky, and the offense may not be incredible in this cold weather, but I think we'll do enough to win this game. Oh, well, that's pretty much going to do it for this episode of the Bear Down podcast. You can follow all of our fan pages. Those are down in the description. And you can follow our podcast. You can follow our podcast on social media as well at Bear Down on Twitter and Instagram. That'll pretty much do it. You guys will see a post-game show tomorrow afternoon after the game with us just reacting to the game and handing out some MVP awards, all that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna do it. Any last words, guys? Right on, Chicago. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.